Hey, welcome to my channel, Unbiased LLC. Thank you guys for being here. Today we will be altering a pair of jeans. So are your jeans too big when you purchase them? This is the live for you, okay? So I'm going to bring in my motto, my beautiful daughter, Kiera Bias. And we're going to get started. And let me just say this. There are different ways that you can alter your jeans. I'm probably going to show you at least two different ones. However, I'm not going to implement one of them. I'm going to show you the easiest way that you can do this. Okay, so stay tuned. And we're about to go over there and see what's going on. So here we are. My daughter is in the camera and this is what we're going to do. I hope that you guys can hear me from this distance. So Kiera, if you want to turn around. And so this is the opening. This is what she don't like about the jeans. This big part right here. So everything on the sides, they fit, okay? They fit. Let me know if you can see the jeans really well. Can y'all hear me and can y'all see me? See the jeans. Let me know in the chat. Can you hear me? Okay, thank you. And welcome in, everybody. So what you want to do is, with the jeans on, hopefully you have somebody that can help you do this. You want to pinch the jeans, right? You want to pinch the jeans, and you would have to pinch them all the way until the jeans kind of lay flat. You see how they have this little hump right here? Hopefully you can see that. You want to pinch them a little more so when you fix them, they will lay flat up against the bum. Okay? All right? So what I'm going to have her do is take the jeans off and we're going to flip them inside out, and then we will pin them, and I'll show you guys what to do after that. But the first thing you want to do is try to see how much you're going to be taking in. And you always want to start at the top rim, where the middle or the seam is with this belt loop. Okay, so you want to start there and pinch in. So I'm going to have her to take the jeans off and turn them around, and then we're going to see. But I'm going to show you with my hand how much room is in the back of these jeans. All right, so she's going to take them off and turn them around. And I'm going to come to the camera and speak to a couple of people. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. Hold on, let me get myself together. Okay, so y'all don't forget to hit the like button. Miss D. Smith, welcome in, Queen. I'm going to go down the list, okay? Praying Couple Cooking Series, Miss Stephanie Calloway. Hey, Angie. Miss Lena Dora Crafting, Crafty Leo, Miss April Jackson, Jennifer Hancock. Hold on, Miss Geneva Coleman, Miss Deborah Garrett, Kristen Sensei, the Winnie Walker Christina, So Nini, DB, K Renee's Garden. So welcome in to all you queens and kings out there. Miss Annette J, Miss Jazzy G, Creations by Miss C, Sharon Davenport. Welcome, Capricia. I got it right today. Capricia, welcome in. Miss Barb LaFun, Marissa Dandridge, And Smurf Creations. Welcome in, queens and kings. Okay, so she is ready. Let's go back over there. Oh, you gotta button them. Yep, button them like you're gonna have them on. So try to just button it. You ain't gotta zip it, just button. All right, so now turn around. So now what we're going to do is we're gonna pinch it again, and this time we're going to mark it. We're gonna mark where we are pinching for the jeans to fit comfortable. Okay. Huh? Tighter. Okay. Uh-oh. So I'm gonna mark it on both sides. Mark it on both sides. And then what you want to do next is you want to take your, and I left it in the house. You want to take your tape measure, y'all, but I left mine in the house. I'll go get it in just a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take this acrylic ruler for right now, starting at, sorry about the phone call, y'all. You want to take your ruler and starting from the seam where you can see the seam of the jeans, and you want to just kind of give yourself an idea of how much you will be taking in on both sides. And I have about 1.5 inches on both sides. Okay, so she can take those jeans off, and we are going to fix them and make them right. So the tape measure is about a nail stuff. Right. Can you bring it to me? Thank you. So let me tell you guys what you're going to need for this project. Hold on. Okay. So what you're going to need in order to fix your jeans, you're going to need some type of tape measure or ruler measuring some type of chalk. You can pin that area. So if you're by yourself, you're probably going to have to end up pinning them just so you can figure out where it is you need to be sewing. You're going to need a sewing machine, a thread. You can also do this by hand, scissors, and don't laugh at my mallet, but a hammer or a mallet. Y'all, this thing is so old, right? So when I'm going to use it, which is going to be on the floor, I'm going to put a piece of parchment paper on top of my seam. I'll show you what I'm going to do, and then I'm just going to do it on the floor. But if you have one of these and it's old, you can take a rag or something and put it on there with like a rubber band or something so that you won't get any dirt or something on your products. Okay, so then you're also going to need your model or the person who needs to fit the jeans. So once we finish, she's going to try them back on and we're going to see the difference. Okay, so let me bring y'all down. I'm just going to bring y'all down. Hopefully you'll be able to see what I'm doing, because yeah, I'm all over the place with that. However, we in here. So I'm going to bring you down. Let's see if you can see on this table. If not, I'll just go get the other camera. Give me a second. Let me. Can y'all see? Are y'all okay with this angle? Let me know. All right, thank you. All right, so if y'all can see my chalk lines, they are not even. They are not even. Let me show you. So they are not even. But I know when I pinched, once I pinched it, if I have this line, it should meet this line. So let me show you. This is the line on one side, and when I pinch them together, they line up. Do y'all see that? Let me see if you can see that. Right? So what I want to do is I want to take the line, this line right here, and measure it. So let me take my measuring tape, and you want to measure underneath the waistband. Do you see this? Underneath the waistband right here. So I have about an inch and a half. I'm sorry, 1.75 inches is what this is. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see that, but that's what I have. Okay, so what I'm going to do is just define my lines with my ruler. Now, the easiest way to do this would be to measure your pockets. So if y'all can see, this is a pocket on the back of the jean. This is the pocket. I'm just going to measure the back of the pocket, right? Hey, Make It with Marilyn. Welcome in, Queen. So from end to end, this pocket is 5 inches. It's 5 inches from end to end. Now, if I take that and put it in half, of course, it's 2.5, right? So you would take from 2.5, this is considered my middle, and I can mark my middle. This is my 2.5 area. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Just making sure that it's the same 5 inches, which it is, and the middle of that is 2.5. Okay, I'm going to take this 2.5 and I'm just going to go straight up. I'm just going to draw a line straight up. This is my 2.5, the middle of the pocket. Now this sign, the label is in my way, but I'm not going to worry about that. I could take it off if I need to and then just replace it. Okay. So this would be the easiest thing to do. But hold on. What you would have to do if you use the method of doing it the middle of the pocket. So what you're going to do is, if your pocket is 7 inches wide, you're going to take the middle, draw you a line from the pocket all the way up to the waistband. Okay, draw you a line all the way up to the waistband. Whatever size pocket you have is going to be split in the middle. Okay, and let me just show you one other thing. Let me see how these pockets are made. I may have to get another pair of jeans because these are not even real pockets, but you're still going to use, this is just like a flap. It's not a real pocket, but you're still going to use this as your measurement. But let me show you another pair of jeans just in case yours don't look like that. Okay. So this is just for reference. Okay. Let me put this one to the side because I want you guys to understand what I'm saying. So this is a real pocket. Okay. I'm going to take my tape measure, and this is the same 5 inches. So I know that my middle is 2.5. So I'm going to draw me a line like that. But my line on the back of my jean will go all the way up the middle. And if you do this the correct way, hold on, let me show you. If you do this the correct way, can you see that the line goes in that crease of the V that's at the bottom of the pocket? If you measure it the correct way, your line should end up in the crease in that, between that, like this, the angles. Can you see that? And mine is just a slight bit off because my chalk is wide. It doesn't give me the ability to do like straight lines. I mean, I'm sorry, thin lines when I'm chalking, but I know that it's going straight down. Okay. So this is what you're looking for if you want to use this easy method. I'm not doing the easy method today because of the way my daughter jeans are made, right? So if you have this line down here, what you're going to do is you're going to take the pocket off halfway. You can take the pocket off halfway. So you see this little decorative stitch? You can unstitch these all the way to this line. Fold that out of the way, because what you're going to do is you're going to work from the inside. So once you find the line on the outside, you just come and you measure the line of the pocket on the inside, draw you a straight line. You're going to see how much you need. So if I needed to take out 3 inches, listen to me. This is the back of my jean. If I needed to take out 3 inches off of this waistline, I'm not going to take 3 inches off on one side. I have to split the 3 inches so that it will come out evenly. Okay. So if I had to take out 3 inches, I am going to take my belt loop, because this is considered your center, right? I'm going to take my belt loop and I'm going to come out 1.5 inches, and I'm going to make me a mark. Then I'm going to go to the other side of my belt loop, go to 1.5 inches, and I'm going to make me another mark. Do y'all see that? And this is where I'm going to start. This is where I'm going to sew on that 1.5 inch. But I'm going to be working from the inside of the jean. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? Let me know in the chat. Once you sew this straight down, however much you need, normally you stop at the yoke, this very first yoke. But sometimes you have jeans that are big up here and also big above the pocket. So you're going to have to take the pocket off, and you're going to have to extend that line where we drew it in the middle. Do y'all have any questions? Because these jeans that we're going to do today, they don't have a real pocket. So I wanted to give you a visual, if you have a real pocket, what that's going to look like. Okay. So let me know if you have any questions. So we're going to start with the jeans that we have. Hold on, guys. Let me see. Okay. Makes sense, but I'll admit I am a bit confused. This is going to be a visual thing for me. Okay, Kristen. No worries. I think it's going to be confusing because I'm telling you about the easy method instead of actually showing you the easy method. But I have to take the waistline off of these jeans in order for them to fit properly. They have to, you have to take the waistline off in order to make these jeans fit properly, because they go beyond the this waistline, this yoke. Her pinching went beyond the yoke. So that's how you know that these jeans will not lay flat once you take them in. Hopefully you understand that. And then, being that these are not real pockets, I can't take it off. Now I can unpick this whole thing and then extend my dart, because that's what we're going to be making is darts. You make darts in order to shrink and pinch in the fabric. Okay, so with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead on and unpick this. Now I use a straight razor. You can use your seam ripper. Do whatever is comfortable for you. Okay, so as I'm doing this, if you guys have any questions, I think this one is dull. I can look at the chat in 2.2 seconds after I find my razor. Oh, okay. So right now, I'm just taking off the back strap. Loop, belt loop. And I only took off the top. You don't have to take off the bottom. Miss Annette says she understood. Yes, I got what you're saying. Okay, thank you. Okay, hey TZ, welcome in, Queen. What will you do with those pocket flaps? Miss Evelyn, probably nothing. But I want to see once I sew this up, what I'm going to need. So I'm just going to be pinning this, and then I'll be able to I'm going to show you, because once you actually pin what you need to take out, you can lay the jeans down and it will either pucker or it will lay flat. And then you know that you're going to be able to do what you need to do. Another disclaimer for this, I don't have this yellowish color thread to go back into these jeans. So I'm just going to be using the goldish color that I have, and that's just going to be that. Okay, so this is the top portion of the waistband. What you want to do is, so let me come in close. The top portion of the waistband. Take either your seam ripper or your straight razor, and you want to go in between the two seams. Y'all see how this is folded over? You want to go in between there. Just be careful if you use a straight razor. Just take your time. I may have to seam rip it first. Sometimes I do that. I'll take the seam ripper first just to get it started. And then you just open it up. Okay. Probably have to take it from the front and the back. I know, girl, you're using that seam ripper in the wrong way. Yeah, I know. It's just comfortable to me like this. Okay, so let's see. You want to open up the top. And then you want to get into those stitching. So you're going to open the top of it up like that. And then I'm just going to slide my razor just like this. When I tell you the straight razor is so fast, you will still be trying to get the seam ripper in and out of there. But if you're not comfortable using it, don't. And so I'm going to stop when I get to the next, this next belt loop. So can you see that? I'm stopping right before the next belt loop. So I'm going to go to the other side and do the same exact thing, stopping before the next belt loop. Okay. TZ said that's how her mom adjusts her jeans. Hey, the educated natural, welcome in, Queen. Welcome in to everybody. If I did not speak to you, please forgive me. I just wanted to start this tutorial because it takes a little while, and I want to make sure that within the time that I have allowed it, that we finish it and you can see the finish on somebody, which is my daughter, so you can see what they actually will look like if you try this method. Okay, and maybe one day I'll come back and show you the other method. That way you'll have two ways of doing it, right? So this is the top of the waistband. I have this undone. So now I need to do the bottom of the waistband. I'm going to take my strap, my belt loop, and just pin it out of my way for right now because I don't want to cut it. I don't want to accidentally cut it. Okay, so let me just lay that down. I'm still at the waistline. So I'm going to start on the inside of the jeans for the back of the waist. The bottom. So this is the bottom. I just did the top. And you're going to have a lot of threads and all that in, just, this is not the correct way. Let me do it this way because I don't want nobody to be like, you're going to stab yourself, baby. I got control of this thing. Now, I'm not saying that I may or may never stick myself, but I kind of have a little control over the seam ripper when it's in my hand. But things happen, okay? And that's kind of like why I like to use the straight razor as well, because I can control this. All right, so I'm just going to take and get the threads undone. Now, y'all remember when I told you before that women's jeans have a lot of stretch. They put a lot of mixed fibers in these jeans. So you have to take that into account, right? That the jean or the material will stretch. I could have unpicked this off camera, but then how would you know? And let's try something right quick, you guys. I need, how many people is in the chat? I need everybody. I can't see because the camera down, but I need everybody in the chat, if you are able to put the word ASMR in the chat. Let me see if y'all follow directions. It doesn't matter if it's lowercase or capitalized. ASMR. Then I'm going to have a question for you. And okay, I'm gonna wait because I got a question for you guys. However many people in this chat needs to be typing in ASMR. So I know that I'm gonna have to take off this label just so I can work because I can't see past it. Now, my question to you is, how many of you guys experience your jeans being too big in the back? You can put a belt on. You can also put elastic in the back of your jeans, and so that you can shrink them in just a little bit. Which, if you are the type of person that your weight fluctuates, that would probably be the best bet, is to like put some elastic or something in the back of your jeans. That way you can always take that out. So what I normally do with all those little threads, I just get my this thing here, I forgot what lint roller, and just try to get as much of it off as I can. Sometimes it do, sometimes it don't, because it's still like semi-sewn into, but it drives me crazy. So I have to kind of like get it somewhat cleaned up. I won't get it all the way cleaned up. Okay, so I got it. That's enough. All right, so let me lay this down. Okay, I got to go back and see what y'all said. Did y'all say that y'all jeans... Oh, hey, Pescatarian Garden. Welcome in, Queen. Way too little around my waist. Oh, my goodness, Crafty. You are so... Yeah, okay. Hey, Created with Tug, Miss Terry Hunt. Hey, Big Rooster. Imperfect Creations. Oh, I like that name. Oh, you changed it. Okay, you changed your name back. Welcome in, Queen. Y'all, that lady there. Okay. Okay, Miss Christina. I see you, Queen. All right, so we have the waistband is now open. Oh, I'm like, what's holding this? And y'all see, if you take your time with the straight razor, you won't cut your project. I mean, every now and again you may. You may. All right. So my waistband is completely apart, right? So with the waistband, you have a fold at the top and you have a fold at the bottom. Did y'all see that? You have a fold at the top and you also have a fold on the bottom. You want this to be open when you get ready to alter them. Created with Took. I see you, Queen. Y'all so silly. Okay. So maybe I can show you. Okay. So the fold at the top and the fold at the bottom. Right. So on the inside of the jean, this is the outside. So I'm about to turn it back around. Let me turn it inside out, because our markings are on the inside, remember? All right, so here we have the jean, and the jeans sit like this. So this is the back part of my pants, and that's the front. So what I want to do is the back part, unfold the seams. Let me show. See, it's folded, unfolded. Unfold it. And I'm just going to lay it down. And this is my middle. This is my middle. Your middle is always going to have different colors. That's a whole nother something or another. All right. So when we first folded it, this was our line right here. So I'm just going to go above my pocket or my pretend pocket, and I'm going to make me a dart. So I'm going to take the top of the line from my waistband. This would be considered the top of the line from the waistband to this first seam. It's called the yoke, like the yoke of the jeans. And I'm going to take the tip of it, and come out 0.5 of my straight line and draw another line. And y'all know I got to do it from the side because my chalk is kind of wide, okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side from the straight line. And I'm going to have to come out just a little bit. If you have like a marking pen, you should be okay. I just use children's chalk because it's easier for me. So this is my straight line. And I'm going to come out 0.5. And then do it the same thing on the other side. Oh. Mm-mm. Now, if yours was 1 inch from the back, then you would do yours 1 inch. Okay. So with my darts, can y'all see the darts? Can y'all see that? I am going to pinch the bottom. Wait, let me see. So this would be considered my bottom. I'm going to pinch it. I'm going to make this line meet up with this line. And then check it to make sure that they match, right? And this is my dart. This is my dart. And I'm just going to pin it. Well, let me pin it on the side a little bit. And I may not be explaining this the best way. I'm explaining it the best way that I can explain it. I'm not a mathematician or a magical magician, but I'm just showing you how I do this, because if any of you know, I do have I alter clothes for a living. So I may not be able to explain it in what some people may seem or deem to be the proper way. But baby, there is no money being missed over here, I promise you, because my clients are not worried about if I know how to pronunciate the words right, if I talk in the right language, guess what? In the end, all they know is that they clothes fit better. That's all that in the end, that's what they know. They ain't never asked me, did you put a dart in the back? Like what? They didn't, they never did that. Never ever ever. Never ever ever ever. Okay? Let me get the camera for the sewing machine and we're going to sew this dart. But before we do, you can always open up your jeans and flip them right side out. Oh, question. If you had to do this, what would be your charge? We haven't even sewn them back together yet, but just thinking about it. So do y'all see they have a little pucker right here in this? Let me see. Can y'all see that little pucker right here? Right above this line, the seam. So I'm going to extend my dart. Y'all, I may have to end up taking this pocket off. See, because it's not laying flat. You think, Kristen, taking it apart is too much? So y'all, I'm just extending my dart and I'm just doing it with my eyes. You may have to go back in and measure. Okay, let me see. And that's better. Can y'all see the difference now? So it's laying, it'll, because I have to cut out the extra material on the dart, but I'm going to have to extend the dart to the top of this, where the pocket is supposed to be. And that's fine in order for it to lay down. All right, so I'm going to just do the same thing on this side. So you want to try your best to kind of turn your jeans around and see if, you know, everything is laying flat. If you can, you know, it's not going to always work out. You may have to still end up taking apart some other things, but at least try. At least try. So when you sew a dart, you're going to sew from the top, but on the bottom, you're going to veer off. And let me say this, don't veer off like zoom, you know, like fast. You know, like when you're driving, you kind of veer to the right and veer to the left. You don't change lanes like, ooh, like that, because you can either hurt yourself, your vehicle, the person next to you, what have you, or another. That's the same thing as sewing. When you sew, and then you veer off. Don't sew down and then go off the line like that. No, you veer yourself off so that it's called a taper. You're tapering your stitches. Okay, you'll see what I'm talking about when I get to the sewing machine, but I have to go get the camera. So be right back in 2.2 shakes. So pescatarian, I normally charge $25 to do this. And so let me bring my camera up. Let me hold on. So this is the thing. If you know how to sew and you learn these techniques, they don't really take long. It's taking me a long time because I'm trying to explain it to you, right? I can hem, like once I get the pants and know how much I need and blah, 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 I can probably have that done within 15 minutes. After picking out the threads, of course, right? Because sometimes that does take a little while. But why am I saying this? Because there's money to be made. And there are a lot of brick and mortar cleaners, because the cleaners normally do that if you don't have like a seamstress or something in your area. They normally do that. They offer that service. But if you take out the time to learn just the basics, how many of y'all making $25 to $30 in 15 minutes? Raise your hand in the chat. I'm gonna go get the camera and set that up. Let me know in the chat who is making $25 every 15 minutes on their job, in their job, the job that they created for themselves, whatever the case may be. So if I had 3 pair of pants in 45 minutes, I've made $75. Huh? Hold up. Wait, let me say that again. If I had 3 pair of pants to take in, whether it be the waistline, and I don't care what it is, it's $25. If I hem your pants at the bottom, if I take out the waistline, whatever, it starts at $25. So let me try to get y'all set up. Let me see if I can see. Wait, y'all, where's Shay Shay? Somebody needs to call Shay Shay because I wore pink for her today. She was starting to feel like she was being left out. And so I wore pink for her today. Y'all, let's see if we can get the camera. Okay. So I'm just saying, learn the basics of sewing. You may not, you may not, I don't know everything. I ain't even trying to say that I know everything. I don't know enough, in my opinion. But the things that I do know, I can sell those skills. Because everybody is not doing that. Okay. So I'm using my heavy duty Singer sewing machine today. Most of the time I use it. I have a black thread in the bottom because you won't see it. And I have this golden brown color thread, like top stitch thread, jean top stitch thread on top. You want a heavy duty thread. However, these jeans have so much stretch to them. I almost needed a polyester thread, but I don't have it in this color. Hold on, y'all. Okay. So we are in the back of the jeans. $30 to take in the sleeves, yeah. Oh, pretty in pink. Thank you, girl. This is just, I was doing it for Shay Shay, but she probably at work and that's fine. But I was on her live the other day and she kind of seemed like she was, she needed to see the pink. So here I am. So let me tell y'all what my sewing machine is set at. Straight stitch, 3 stitch length. My stitch length is number 3, and my tension is still between the 3 and the 4. So 3.5, 4 tension, you're gonna be good. All right. So straight stitch. Oh, and I'm gonna tell you again. The length is 3, and make sure you have a jean needle in your sewing machine. Mine is a 90/14, 90/14. Somebody put that in the chat. A jean needle number 90/14. You can use a higher needle if you need to. The reason that I get the 90/14 most of the time is because they cheaper. Honestly, the needles are cheaper. For like a 116, 100/16, they be about another dollar or so. And I'm like, yeah, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. Why? Same amount of needles, but it's an extra dollar. Yeah, no. So you do what you need to do. Your girl just gonna continue to use 90/14. Okay. Now I do have some 100/16, 100/18, but I don't buy them often. That's what I'm telling you. So I'm not saying that, not to get them. I just don't buy them often. So I have my thing set, and I'm just gonna take out this other pin. Can y'all see this? Or y'all distracted by anything that's back here? This is the cover to my sewing machine. Can y'all see the sewing machine itself, or do I need to bring y'all in some type of way? Let me see. I don't know. I'm trying to show you how to veer off the sewing machine without, messing some stuff up. So if you look, my needle, and my needle is in the middle. I normally don't change my needle left or right unless I'm doing a zipper, period. My needle is in the middle, straight stitch, 3 millimeter stitch length, 3.5 is my tension. These are like my normal settings, besides I'll sew with the 2.5 stitch length millimeters. Okay. So what you're going to do is, wherever you had your line, and remember, I extended mine. So I'm going to go past the line that I had drawn with the chalk. And all I'm going to do is back stitch when I start. Because you don't want it to come apart. So put a couple of back stitches. Now, my jeans is inside of my, the needle is inside of my jeans. I'm lifting my presser foot, and I am going to turn my fabric about, I'm not going to even say a 45-degree angle. I'm going to say like a 40-degree angle or so. I can't even tell you what it is. And then I'm just going to sew. When you get to that thick part where the seams are, you might want to use your hand wheel. Because if not, you might break your needles. Ask me how I know. So now I am coming. Hold on. Okay, sorry. Let me see. I'm going to try to. This is going to be uncomfortable for me to do, but I'm going to try to sew this close up. Okay, did it focus? Is it focused? Focus. So my needle is down, and this is the beginning of, let me put a little mark. Hold on. Don't be alarmed. This is going to wash off. This mark is the beginning of that fake pocket. Okay. So I'm going to sew down close to the mark, as close as I can. But as I'm sewing, I'm actually pulling or veering my fabric off to the left. And you sew off of the machine. Let me show you what I'm talking about. You see how I'm sewing off? And I'm still sewing. Because you can do this. It doesn't hurt your machine just as long as you're pulling away from the machine. Like, don't keep stitching and all the thread is starting to gather back underneath the machine. All right? Don't do that. I mean, you can if you want to. I wouldn't do it, but yeah, you can. So let me show you. So this is one side. Do y'all see that mark where the pocket starts? And then this is the other. You may be able to see it better because it's black thread. So you see how I came down and I veered off. I did not do a hard turn left or right. I veered off of the fabric. All right. So now, when I stick my hand in here, look how beautiful. Can y'all see this? Of course, you're going to have to iron it. But what you want to look at, and I did get off kind of a little bit, but who's going to notice? You want to try to keep the seams even. But it is slightly off. I'm going to have to say it is. But if they looking that close, then something wrong with them. However, it is off. It is off. If I was doing this for a customer, I would take this out and replace it and then stitch it back down. But look at this. Yes, you have this going down, but once you iron it, it kind of like take this hard line away. And I'll show you guys how to iron it in a minute. Let's do the other side, okay? Let's do the other side. So I'm going to just take my pins out because my fabric is marked. I'm going to mark that pocket so that you guys can see it. What did I do with the... Well, maybe not, because every time I pick up... Oh, I see it. I'm going to say every time I pick up something, I lose it. Okay, so... Okay, Kristen. Hey, Nikki A. Have a safe ride home, Queen. Okay, so let me tell y'all why this one is so different. Because this pocket, I should have ironed it down. It won't stay, the little flap won't stay down on its own. So it's kind of like rising. All right, so this is the top of the pocket where that purple mark is. So that's where I'm going to be veering off from the top to here. All right, so I'm just going to put my pants underneath my sewing machine up. Why are you moving? Hold on. Let me see if I can't pin the seam and it stays in place. It's moving because, like I told you, these jeans have a lot of stretch to them. And my pants is not all the way inside out. Okay, that makes a difference because you want it to lay flat. Okay, let's go. And so what I'm doing when I put it back on my sewing machine is, I know for my other side, I had it lined up right here. And I just go right back to that same spot. So pay attention to where you start at on your machine, and you can just line it right back up with that same spot. That way you know that they should be somewhat even. Are they going to be totally even? No. You know, no. I don't care how long you've been sewing. You're going to be off just a little bit somewhere. Okay? So don't come to me with that. Whatever. You're not going to, it's not going to never happen. Yeah. Okay. First of all, because from right to left is always gonna be different. Somebody gonna catch that in a minute. All right. So, I ain't mean to move y'all, but y'all in my way. Okay. So, and I'm gonna back stitch. Lift my presser foot up and slightly turn my 40 degrees, whatever whatever you come up with. Turn my hand wheel. And sew off. Oh, I did a hard some kind of way on, I don't know, but what we gonna find out if it's what it's looking like. Now I did better with those seams because I did pin it. You see how they matching up. Those seams are matching up. Do y'all see that? Thank you, Kristen. You understood what I was saying. Your left eye is not the same as your right eye. The left side of your head ain't the same as the right side of your head. Your left foot is bigger than your right foot, or vice versa. Your left hand is bigger than your right hand, or vice versa. So what you're gonna do with this mallet is, if your jeans are like real cotton, like real heavy duty cotton. So like if once I got to this seam, sewing these two seams together, you hammer it down and iron it down, like put some steam on it. And what it does is it helps pile the fabric so that you can sew over it easily, right? If this is really, really thick, you can also use this. I think they call this like a jumper. Like you put it underneath the sewing machine and it levels out or brings the presser foot up so that you can get your project underneath and sew evenly, right? And as you sew, it just pushes this out of the way eventually. Okay. So I think they call this a jumper, and one side is this thin or this height, and then this is for thicker fabrics. So you can use it either way. You can use it this way or you can use it that way. And I never looked to see if they had like how much of a thick this. No, that says 2/2. Yeah, I mean, if they do, it's really hard for me to see it, what the thickness is. But that's how you use that. I use it sometimes. Anyway, let's keep going. All right. I didn't need the mallet for these jeans, right? Okay, so I'm pretty much done with these jeans, y'all, because just by looking at them, just by looking at them, I could tell that They are going to work. So how confident am I? Huh? How confident am I to sew these jeans back up? Very, very confident. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna show y'all how to iron the darts and then take out that fabric. And we'll be done once we put the waistband back on. Yes, it does not take long, but I'm trying to explain it to you to where you understand it. And I have a lot of stuff on my thing because I've been working. This is a workstation. So you may see all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to just use this little steam fast iron. And you always want to iron on the inside of the clothes. Why? Somebody tell me, why am I ironing on the inside of the clothes? I want to see if y'all been listening to me for 4 years, almost 4 years. Why am I ironing on the inside of these clothes? Somebody tell me in the chat. Why am I ironing on the inside? So my pants are right out, but I'm going to be ironing inside. Seam jumper. Okay. Thank you, Kristen. Kristen, you close and you close and you halfway there. You got half of it. What's the other part of it, Kristen? Let me know. Kristen got half the answer right. This is half of the answer. Who can put the other part together? Let me see. Miss Cheryl, that's part that you right, but that's not the one I'm looking for. But you right, so the fabric don't shine depending on what you're working with, especially if it have polyester in it. Because it won't distort the fabric. Iron out the seam for the correct stitch allowance. Angie, you there somewhere. But that's not the one I'm looking for. You love the hump jumper? Yeah, I know. I just knew it was called like a jumper. Stitch? What I said, stitch jumper. So Kristen is saying a hump jumper. Get over the big humps. Miss Angie, you are so close. You so close. It's 2 words that I'm looking for that y'all have not said yet. To make the fabric lay right on the seams. Smoother finish. So Kristen, you're not saying the right thing, but you are saying it. It's just that you're not saying what I was looking for. However, that's not to say that you wrong, right? It's so that you can set your stitching. So anytime you sew anything, anytime you embroider anything, you want to either use your iron, your lighter, a heat gun, a heat press. If your breath is hot enough, you got to have some kind of heat source to set your stitches. Heat relaxes the stitches, and then when it cools down, it tightens it up. Okay? Y'all remember that. I say it all the time, especially when I'm embroidering. Where's my lighter? Where's my heat gun? Where's my whatever my heat source is? Always, always heat your stitches so that you can set your stitches. Okay? So now I ironed them. I ironed it. All right. So let me get this out the way. Let me just remove the iron. Okay. Now we're about to put the waistband on. We're about to put the waistband back. We're about to put the waistband back. Okay. So your waistband, this is the back of my waistband, right? This is, I'm opening up the seams. So the top flap and the bottom flap. And then I'm going to fold onto itself. I'm folding my seam, my back seam onto itself. And what I want to do is line the top and the bottom. So I want to make sure that this line is even. This line is even. Okay. These pants are so small, y'all, but. And now I'm just going to sew down. Okay. Remember that the back jean waistband part, it curves. Do y'all see that? When I folded this in half, this is not straight. Let me put a piece of paper. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. Hopefully you'll be able to see it. It's not a straight down. So guess what you're going to have to do? You're going to have to sew down and curve, or, you know, like follow what you see. Follow what you see. Don't try to make this straight because you just used to sewing straight. Make sure that you pay attention to the waistband that you're working with, because the men waistbands don't do this. Okay. But most women jeans curve at the bottom. All right. So pay attention to that. Don't just sew straight because that's what you used to. Follow the curve. And hopefully y'all can see that. I don't even know how to make y'all see it, no better. But that's what you're doing. Let me know if y'all understood what I said. Let me know. So you're going to start and back stitch. And let me see if I can show you when I get to the curve. See how I'm veering the project off? I didn't go down straight. Let me show you. Uh-oh. And you'll be able to see it better with the black thread. Can y'all see how I followed the curve straight and then followed the curve? But I didn't do like a hard come off. I kind of veered and just tapered my way down. So this is what you want. If I was to do this straight, it would not fit back here. Okay. So this is what the back of my waistband is looking like. And I'm going to cut this off, and I'm going to use my pinking shears to do that, just so the fabric doesn't fray on the inside. Y'all, we almost done. I promise you. Okay. I'm telling you, it's about a 20-minute job or so if you just doing it. but trying to explain things to you is, for some whatever reason, it takes forever. All right, so I've done this, and so all I'm gonna do is fold the top over and fold in my bottom of my waistband, and I'm just going to pin this just so I can keep it still. You can also iron it down so that it will get the crease back. Okay, so now this was the back. I am going to work on the front. Okay, and I'm just doing the same exact thing. Open up the seam, find my middle, fold it onto itself. Now, if you look at this one is almost straight. It got just like a little bend right here, but I don't think I'm gonna be concerned about that because this is the top of the waistband. But the bottom, I wanted to make sure because it have in this middle, you see how it goes up? Oh, y'all can't even see. I'm so sorry. You see how it curves up in the middle, in the back? I want to make sure that this fits. The front. Don't worry about it. It's going to be all right. I mean, you know, do what you have to do. I'm just saying. Okay. And like I said before, the customer is not asking me if, you know, they just not. Half of them don't know what I do anyway. They know I alter their clothes, but they don't know how I do it. So I'm just cutting this off. And this is our waistband. So what I'm going to do is, and I know it's confusing because it's a lot going on and my desk got a lot going on, but just pay attention to this. Don't look at all the stuff around you. Pay attention to this. Okay, so I'm just pinning it so that I can get it straight. So now this is the back of my pants, and I can see that without stretching this, can y'all see that? I did not take out enough in the back. I didn't take out enough for this back piece. Do y'all see that? Because it's not laying flat. And so I have to go back in and take out just a little bit more of this this middle piece. This is, I mean, let me lay it down so y'all can see, because y'all probably don't even understand what I'm saying. Hold on. So y'all see I'm laying it down. This one back here is laying down. This one is hopping. It's going all over the place. So I need to reduce some more out of this waistband, the back part. So let me do that. And y'all gonna see the difference of what it looks like when I take some more of this out of here. Why did that happen? Because I forgot to put the measurements on the jeans. Because I was running my flap. That's why it happened. You're supposed to measure everything, honey. Okay, so I should. I did another 1/2 of an inch, and let's see what that do. Y'all just be patient. I'm almost done. That was my fault that I did not measure. Remember, we took out 3 inches, 1.5, 1.5, and I was supposed to do the same thing with the waistband. And your girl forgot, period. Okay, so let me lay it down. Huh? Do y'all see the difference? Do y'all see the difference? Do y'all see the difference? Let me know in the chat. Do y'all see the difference? It was wavy and now it's flat. Let me know if y'all see the difference. Let me know if y'all, y'all ain't gonna see nothing because I keep pushing y'all out the way. I keep pushing y'all out my way. So we're about to close this thing up, baby. Okay. So even if you make a mistake, try your best to figure out what your mistake was, or what happened. Okay. And in this situation, don't cut it off until you know that it's laying flat. So like how I put the seams together, don't cut nothing off. Do your measurements, see how it's going to fit and all that stuff before you cut off anything, because you may have to seam rip this and add that fabric back to it. But if you cut it off, you don't have anything to add. And I'm only saying that because you may be doing this as a beginner, right? So don't cut off anything until you know that it fits. And then you can come back before you close it in and cut the waistband off and also the darts in the back. So now let me show you how to put the waistband back on. Okay. And hold on. Here we go. So you're going to take the top of your waistband, and you're going to put them together. Start with the top first. Line it up all the way down. Okay. I'm lining it up and I'm going to pin it. Lining it up and I'm just going to pin it. They got a hard piece right here, y'all. I'm going to try to put the mallet on there and hammer it down some. Line this up and pin it. Just like this. Line it up and pin the top. This is the top of the waistband. Okay. And then what you're going to do is, remember we stopped before we got to this belt loop. So you're just going to start directly in front of the belt loop because these stitches are still intact. But in order for you to make the stitching hold like forever, you're going to be stitching directly over this so that you can lock these stitches in place. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I just know what I'm doing. Sometimes the words just don't come out right. Okay. All right. So you're going to start on the right side of that belt loop. You're going to be doing a 3 stitch length. My tension is still in the middle and I'm still on a straight stitch. And I'm going to back tack. And my guide Let me see. Can y'all see this blue, darker blue line from the jean itself? Do y'all see that dark blue line right here from the jeans? This is more acid wash, but this is the dark blue line. This is where the stitches were previously. And I'm just going to try my best to follow this dark blue line. Can y'all see that? Let me know if y'all can see the line. I know we have it. Okay, thank you. And so I'm just going to line the dark blue line up in the middle of my presser foot because my needle is in the middle. And if you take your time, this will line up. I'm gonna have to use, I forgot to mash the middle of this down. So I'm just gonna use my hand wheel and then pull from the back. And then once I get over, oh, let me show y'all how to use the jumper. So you put this, wait, let me put my needle down. Okay. And then lift my presser foot up. Up, I need it this way. Okay. I'm using the smaller side. Hold on, let me get it under there. Let me see if I got that. See how it just fell off? But it made the fabric, it made the presser foot even with that hump that was in the middle of the seam. And always back stitch when you get to where you're finishing, okay? So let me show y'all what the top looks like, and then we're gonna move on. All right, can y'all see that? I probably should have used that like a light blue thread, but it wasn't heavy duty. It was just a regular all-purpose thread. But it's gonna be okay. I didn't have this same color thread. So now let's put the bottom on, okay? So what you want to do for the bottom, make sure that the folds are folded, okay? Make sure that they stay folded. And you're gonna take the bottom. So this would be considered the inside of the pants, okay? You're gonna take the bottom of the fold and line it up. All right, hold on. Let me start over. All right. So this is the back of the pants. And you see that this blue jean is darker than the pants itself, okay? So you're going to line your back waistband up with the line on the bottom of the jeans. So where the dark is goes inside the waistband. I normally do it when it's laying down so I can push this waistband up. Push the fabric into the waistband. But if you see, this is the fabric, or this is the back of the jean. And then once I fold over my waistband, it's going to cover the dark part of the jean on the back and the dark part of the jean inside the waistband. Okay. Let me know if y'all understood what I'm saying. So basically, your waistband is split in two. You're going to take the jeans itself and stuff it into the waistband, covering the dark part of the jeans. So this is considered the line that you will follow to get your jeans to line back up. Does that make sense? And then once you get it to line up, just pin it so that you can move on down the road. And I normally start in the middle. So let me do that. I normally start in the middle because you want the middle to line up. Okay. So why do you want the middle to line up? Because you don't want the back of your jeans to be like this. You don't want that. You don't want it to be one-sided. So line the back up first, the middle up first. And make sure when you pin it, you have all three sides. You have the back waistband, the middle of the jean, and the back of the waistband. Okay. And then I normally just work my way out. And normally if your middle is even or right, this will just fall into place. It don't always happen like that with the men's jeans because their material is way heavier than the woman's jeans. Okay. And they only started putting all this stretch stuff. And I'm about to be honest with y'all, okay? Because the women with the big booties was complaining that, their jeans didn't fit. But the people like me who have little booties, I was okay with the way my jeans was, girl. I didn't need no extra stretch to man, okay? But yeah, them big booty girls, they was just like, yeah, we need, it's not fitting us properly. Girl, I understand, girl, but shoot. I don't know. Maybe you need a mallet to the back of your behind. I don't know what you need. But leave us little booty girls alone, okay? We was just fine. How many of y'all was just fine? Don't leave me out here by myself. Okay? Don't leave me out here by myself. Because I know I ain't the only one. So this is what my waistband is going to look like once I sew it down. And the only thing I'm going to do is just make sure that my outside looks like my inside, or vice versa. My inside looks like my outside. And I don't see no dark blue under there. Okay. Yes, Miss Evelyn. All right. So we're going to do the same thing at the bottom that we did at the top. We're going to start right past the belt loop. And so normally when I get to the bottom, I push the belt loop out the way just a little bit, like towards the back, because I want to start like right underneath the belt loop. And instead of taking it off, I could just move it backwards a little bit and do a little tack stitch. So let me show you. I'm going to do a little tack stitch underneath the belt loop, but I'm going to start sewing in the middle first and work my way out just the same way I pinned it. But I want to put a little stitch right here just to keep this together. That's kind of like a little cheat. Okay. So put your needle in. And that's it. You're just doing a little stitch to keep the pants together while you work on the other part. So I'm going to bring this to the middle. Yeah, Kristen, you have more give, but to me, now I have a little extra in the front at the bottom that I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's stretchy all the way around. It's not just stretchy in the hips and the thighs. You get what I'm saying? Now I look like I'm carrying, another piece of equipment in the front of my pants. I don't like that. You don't like that. What you didn't like about that? I don't know why it seemed like and go past where you stopped, where you opened it up, and then do a couple of back stitches. Take it off. I don't know why the black thread is being seen. I'll fix it some kind of way. I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll figure it out later. So y'all remember when I put the stitch over here? That's to keep this in place so that I can sew from this edge going to this tip. Now I can come back up to my middle. Because I'm the type of girl, I don't like to turn my fabric like this and have all this bunched up under there while I sew. I don't know, child. I ain't got time for it, because when I get that industrial sewing machine, y'all gonna get sick of me. Okay? Y'all gonna get sick of me when I get my industrial sewing machine, baby. I don't know how I'm gonna get it, and I don't know where it's coming from, but God is going to bless me with an industrial sewing machine soon. That's on period, because that's what I want. And sometimes you got to speak it out loud so that the universe can hear you. Because baby, I'm tired of these. I'm not tired of the residential sewing machines, because I love them now. Don't start acting the fool on me, okay? Because I'm talking about somebody else. But my future, there is an industrial sewing machine in my future. Let me say that. Ouch. And God, if you're listening, that's the desires of my heart. Some people wish for a brand new house, a brand new car. I'm wishing for an industrial sewing machine and a studio, craft studio. It doesn't have to be sewing, but a craft studio. That I probably, you know, Lord, let me not say that, Jesus, because they said the tongue is powerful. Maybe my thoughts are too, so I'm gonna stop thinking about that. Okay. So now you got to do this. Y'all, it's storming. Okay, so all you do is now remember we reduced some of the weight of the jeans, right? So your belt loop is going to be longer. All you do is just make it fit. So it'll just lift up, it'll sit up versus lay down. And you can just do a couple of back stitches. Y'all, it's storming outside, and I'm kind of excited because that means I don't have to water the garden tonight. It's going God is taking care of that. Y'all, he heard me. Now, listen. Some of y'all may be like, that's not what you prayed for, but girl, listen. Sometimes it start off like that. A little rain. You know what I mean? Okay, where's my stiletto? I'm using the hand wheel because it is really thick right here. Okay, I'm about to call my daughter to come back in. All right, so and that's it. I got that done. Y'all ready for the reveal? Oh, Miss Cheryl, I wish I could send you some, Queen Girl. It's been a drought for like, I know, 4 or 5 days. Okay, if y'all ready for my daughter to try the jeans on, put some purple hearts in the chat, please. No. Put a number 5. Let's see number 5s if y'all ready for the reveal. I'ma just keep taking some of this junk off of here. And I'm probably gonna go back and top stitch this again just so you can see the other thread because it's a little dark. I don't know why though. Oh, I didn't put the labels back on. I could do that later. Technically, after you have altered any type of clothing, do y'all know that it becomes yours because it's not in the original state? So you could put your own clothing label on this item and resell it, or whatever the case may be. Once you alter the clothes, they become yours because they are not in the original state. Holla if you hear me. All right. Okay, here. Put, where you at? Oh, okay, y'all. She gonna put them on. Hey, Shell Maker, welcome in, Queen. So we're gonna go set the camera back up on the other side, y'all, so that when she put them on, you can see. Oh, maybe. Hey, Denzel. Okay, did they put the fives in the chat? Hey, make it with Marilyn. Did y'all put the fives in the chat? How I feel? Let me see. All right. Y'all ready? Did they put the fives in the chat? Hold on. Gotta check it out. Because they can't see nothing if they don't put fives in the chat. Let me go back and check this. Check it out. Where am I? Oh, okay. I'm scrolling. Okay, I see. Look, Crafty Leo says fives in the chat. All right, y'all. Let me stop playing with y'all. Look. That's why I wanted you over there. Can y'all see it? Turn around to the side. Yeah. Can y'all see it? Let me know in the chat if y'all can see it. If y'all can see the difference from when she put them on earlier till now. So let me show them the darts. So, right there. So this is where I sewed, but you can't hardly tell. This is another dart, but you can't hardly tell. The waistband is on and it fits really, really nice. Like, yes. Remember I had my hand all the way down the first time? So if you learn to do these simple things, okay, thank you. Um, you can do that. I'm about to, I have 10 minutes. Did y'all learn something today? Let me know in the chat if you learned something or you already knew these things that I was doing and showing you. Does it, take time to learn this type of stuff? Yeah, but once you get it, one thing I can always say about y'all, I can't wait to get my shelves so I can clean this stuff up because baby, it's starting to drive me insane. Okay. Once what I can say is once you learn something, unless you kind of like start losing your mind, nobody, listen to what I'm telling you, nobody, and I mean nobody, can take your knowledge away from you. It's just like riding a bike. You may have not rode a bike since you was 5 years old, but I guarantee you if you get back on it, you'll remember how to do it again. So why am I saying that? Learn the basics. First of all, learn your sewing machine. Learn the basics of your sewing machine, and then you will understand what you're doing and how to do it. Buy something from the thrift store and take it apart and figure out how to put it back together. That's how I learned. I would go and buy men's shirts and children's clothing, and I would take it apart and I would sew it back together in the hopes that it looked like how I got it the first time, right? How I purchased it. And if it didn't, I would do it again. So I don't know, did you guys see my short? When I was showing y'all was being so nosy of my little pouch. And it has a zipper. It's made out of jeans, recyclable jeans. and it have a pouch. I mean, it has a zipper on the inside, and then I lined it with this blue little fabric. These are things that I already had, y'all. Y'all probably tired of seeing this zebra looking pattern stuff or whatever, but let me show you something. Ow, fur. I'm gonna use this fabric until I can't use it no more. Hold on, let me see. I'm trying to go get the thing. So hold on. Just be patient. Patience is the key. So I made that to go with my duffel bag. So I can put this, like I can put, you know, your little special stuff. I can't talk like I want to talk because it's men on this, you know, on this live or what have you. But I can put my things in here and then put them inside of my bag. Or I can hang it on the side of my bag and have it close to me. They are not the same patterns, but they go together, don't you think? This one has like a red in it, but you can't even tell on the side of it that they are not the same because they have similar colors. Okay? So, yeah, that's what we doing over here. Okay? I can't wait for y'all to see the other things that I'm doing. I don't know, but if you want to take this journey with me, if you want to come on this ride with your girl, please do. I welcome everybody until you do something that your girl don't like, and then you got to go. Okay? Yeah. You know, because it's all positive vibes over here, baby. Period. If you know, if that's not your jam, go somewhere else. Okay? So thank you guys for coming in here today, watching me take apart the jeans and put them back. My only question is, did you learn enough from what I showed you to do the alterations yourself? Yes or no in the chat. Did I show you enough where you feel like you can go and alter your own jeans after today? You may have to watch the video again, but did you learn enough to go and do it yourself? Don't say no, yes, but Crafty Leo. Hey, picture me crafty. And I'm sorry that I did not get a chance to speak to everyone today, but I appreciate each and every one of you for being here today. Whether you are in the bushes or you said anything in this live, whether you watch the replay, I appreciate you. Well, then I have done something. Okay? That means I need to be able to see y'all projects. Y'all join my Facebook group and show your projects. Show me what you're working on. Okay? What Ruji said was, baby, yes, but also what? So Ruji has asked me to show her how to do bust darts for your blouses, shirts, and let me know. I mean, that's something that somebody else may want to know. All right. So I love you guys. Thank you, and I pray that everyone is well. I pray that the rest of your work week is awesome. And I pray to see you back next Tuesday, because I go live every Tuesday at 3:30 Central Standard Time, PM, doing something. Okay? Over here in my chaotic mess. But it don't matter, because it's mine and not yours. Okay?